Alright, y'all, welcome in. How are we doing tonight? It's good seeing everybody. Goji Epic, Last, H, Casita, welcome in. It's good seeing y'all. Hopefully you're all having a good one. Tonight we're gonna do a PS1 variety night. This is most likely gonna be real hardware only tonight, I think. Rio, welcome in, how are you doing? Birthday pickups, well, it was my birthday a couple days ago. But I got a handful of PS1 games. A couple that we've played, a couple we haven't. But the one I wanted to lead off with here is Streak Hoverboard Racing. I saw this, and I thought, I like to think I know a lot about the PS1 and the games that have come out for it. I had never heard of this. I saw this in the store, I'm like, a PS1 game I've never heard of. Okay, we're picking it up. And it's by Single Track, the developers of the Twisted Metal series. And it's published by GT Interactive, which I've played a handful of their games. Yo, Ninja, how are you doing? You missed that one, Casita? I did a long, like, almost 14-hour stream on the day of my birthday. It was quite wild. It's definitely a good time, though. Yeah, this game looks extremely 90s. It's a racing game, so that was appealing to me, obviously. And I think it's gonna be fun. Ninja, you're off tomorrow. Congrats. That should be fun. Hopefully you're doing something fun. I guess anything's more fun than having to go to work, right? But yeah, let's try Streak. Oh, you'll be here all night. Perfect. I'll be glad to have you here. Yeah, we should end up hitting a lot of PS1 tonight. I think this game is gonna take about an hour. Yo, Ramen. Streak Hoverboard Racing. Indeed. Indeed. Difficulty Smudge. Beginner, Smudge. Intermediate, Advanced. What the fuck is Smudge? This is not a very scary game, Mecha. It's almost like I'm not playing horror games every day of the month. Like I said I was gonna do. You played this, Ramen? I didn't think anybody even knew about this game. What the hell is I'm assuming Smudge is worse than Beginner? Should I start Beginner? Streaker's the highest mode. Man, there's 5 difficulty settings? I'm tempted to just go Intermediate, but I'm not sure. Don't need the passive aggressiveness. Mech, I mean, you're coming in saying this is a very scary game. What do you expect me to respond with? Legit never seen this game, and you've been into a shit ton of game stores. Yeah, when I saw it on the shelf, I'm like, what? I was like, this exists? I might start Beginner. If we need to switch up difficulties, fine. But I don't want to set it too high and then end up regretting it. So we'll start Beginner. No, but Mecha, seriously. Anybody that was in last night, that had my back during that fight, thank you, because that fight was a bitch. I'm not sure how long you were around, but man, the end of that game. Overall, I did really enjoy it. I'm glad you recommended I play it, but holy moly, the ending. Okay, join the circuit or tutorial. Maybe we should, you know what? I'm going to try the tutorial for once. I should write a creepypasta about a haunted PS1 racing game. That's actually not a bad idea. Okay, we got Pierce, we got Edge. I'm gonna want decent top speed. Pierce might be the way to go. Cat's got ridiculous acceleration and handling. Kept falling asleep last night, Rio. We've all been there. We've all been there. Don't sweat it. Got Mogul. Man, there's a lot of characters in this. Holy moly. I think I'm just gonna go Pierce. The tracks will get much painful. Okay. Good to know. Good to know.
So your father kicks off and you're
We're gonna try the tutorial.
motorcycles in Australia.
I have a feeling this isn't gonna be super straightforward,
for
so.
a proper English air to live, Philip. My name is Skid. I got something that'll ease your loss.
Yo, S-Pac, how are you doing? Welcome on in. Good seeing you. We are jumping right into Streak Hoverboard Racing. I literally picked this up at the game store. I'm like, I've never seen this in my life. So we're trying it out. And I've got a handful of other games to try out. I don't know if we'll stick on real hardware, real disc, but we'll see.
The first thing you need to know is that streaking is a race. If you want to get to the higher circuits,
Streaking's a race.
It's that simple. On the left side of your screen is a turbo gauge.
Okay.
It shows you how much energy you have left in your turbo batteries. Use the stuff to really juice up your gem blade, like this. Oh, yeah.
I'm not actually controlling. Okay.
Remember though, that the turbo does nothing for you.
Single track, creepy energy.
On the right-hand side of your screen is your speedometer.
Oh,
If you wanna
imagery
win
rather.
races, you should try to jack your speed up as high as possible. Up in the right-hand corner of the screen, you'll see my pretty face. This represents
Lovely
confidence.
face, really.
The confident I am, the faster and better I race. You'll notice that whenever I nail a stunt, my confidence goes up. The bigger and wilder the stunt, the better I feel about myself and the faster I can go. Of course, wiping out is always a blow. to
Okay,
your
so
confidence.
it's
So try
stunt
not to do
based.
that. You'll need to learn how to balance showboating and racing to become a true streaker.
Showboating and racing.
That's the basics. Now it's your turn.
A dichotomy I've always had trouble with. Now it's my turn? Yeah, streaking is a race, ladies and gentlemen. Game's a little dark. But I guess it's single track, right? So it makes sense. I don't actually know. What are the trick buttons here? Probably should have taken a look at the controls. Hopefully we'll figure it out as we go along here. Trigger button's not doing much. Oh, there we're getting some points. What the hell? I have a feeling... Yeah, nobody's streaking chat. I have a feeling... Okay, well, we got first. I have a feeling this is gonna be jank even for single track standards. Hold on, I'm gonna take a quick look at the instructions. Since I actually do own the game, I can actually take a look at the manual.
Was I right or was I right? It's called a gem blade. I'm the host of an underground
gem blade?
racing event featuring these things. I think you would be perfect for the circuit. Show up and I'll let you in.
Yo, Samino, how are you
From now
doing?
on, it's not Philip.
Good seeing you.
Pierce.
Difficulty beginner. Wait, I hit... Didn't I... Oh, we did start beginner, didn't we? Carve, roll left and right is L1 and R1. Lean backward, brake. Grab board is circle. Okay. Turbo square. Alright. Damn it, game. I was reading the manual. Why you gotta do me like this? And I'm oversteering already. Oh shit. Soft modded your Xbox. Oh, nice. That's neat. We've got a poll going. I like how the polls have just have one-word titles lately. That's been changing up the format, I see. Oh shit. Oh, this game's gonna be wild, I can already tell. Nice little flip there. Too bad it's so dark. I wonder if there's a brightness setting in the options. Filled with emulators and ROMs of games you can't buy legally in your region, of course. Wink, wink. Of course. Gotta say, actually controls alright. As I wipe out. Leave it to me. That was a nice flip. We're in first. Yeah, that. What? Oh, shit. A little weird that triangle is brake. A little odd. Yeah, or games you already own, of course. We're out again. Come on. We're still in the lead. We got it. What a video game. What a piece of electronic entertainment software. This should be good. Okay, standings for race 1 of 3. We got first place. 6 points. We're doing alright. Barnum's Alley, okay. Let's see, maybe this track will be a little brighter. Triangle break, circle break, square break. Bake? Square bake? X snake? Trepid, how are you doing? Not even close, this level's cursed. Oh, okay. And it's even darker than the last one. Seigan to Shin Megami Tensei, translated wrong. Yeah. But Rio, you didn't buy like the Japanese versions to have a legit copy? Even though you wouldn't be able to play them? Jesus, this game. Like I said, quite the piece of electronic entertainment. Oh, fucking hell. Pumpkin pies are hit you up to your game, Trepid. Nice. Ginger snap cookies. Getting into the baking, I see. I'm just hitting all the walls. All the walls. This is lap 3. Oh my, we're upside down. I got dead last. Okay, right. Of course. You can eat nothing but pumpkin pie, but you shouldn't. Yes, you shouldn't. It's not exactly a balanced nutrition. Shit. Can we retry? Let's retry it. This is on beginner, too. I'm glad we stuck with beginner. Because I see how this game's gonna go. So how many maps are in this game, Ramen, if you know? Raise my brightness and sharpness? I would, but I'm not sure how much it's actually gonna help. The sick track, it's not the most playable track, though. There's 12? Holy shit, okay. "12 tracks. God, this is not one of those racing games I can just kind of play and turn my brain off. Like, I gotta be staring at the screen. Especially because the turns are so tight here. Oh, how did I wipe out? Damn. Okay, we're somehow still in second. I don't know how that's possible. But I guess I'll take it. Dear God, this game. Okay, we're in first. No, come on. Nice, okay. There we go. That's more like it. It's got all the parts of the food polygon pyramid. Pumpkin and pie, that's all one needs. 2 vital nutritional components, of course. The only 2 vital ones. Speaking of pies, you never thought you'd live a life where Sbarro's is the best pizza you can find. Good old Sbarro. I actually like Sbarro, too. Yeah, usually it's in malls. It's supposed to be like New York style pizza. When the places are actually in New York, it's not very impressive. But everywhere else, yeah, right? Suddenly it's like reliable, decent pizza. Yeah, Sbarro's isn't bad. Isn't New York style pizza just called pizza? And there is a difference. Chicago pizza requires additional hardware. Yes. Feel dirty thinking Domino's Brooklyn pizza is S tier, but it is. Domino's with S tier pizza? Okay, see, this is actually a bright map. I can actually see where I'm going here. I like that there's a variety of locales. Oh, return too sharp. These tracks are just like a little too narrow. These are kind of awkward tracks for this. Everything else has that distinct Domino's taste, but the Brooklyn pizza actually tastes different. Interesting. The thing is, I feel like I've almost sworn off Domino's. New York won the Globe. Well, what the Globe identifies as pizza. That doesn't mean everything's gonna follow it, though. Right? Like, that might be the gold standard, but as we all know, not everyone follows the gold standard. Mines can't agree to your PSP's battery is sus because of the jumping percentage. So why don't you replace it? It should just be a replaceable battery, Goji. I feel like we had this discussion the other night. A pizza from an ancient-looking Italian restaurant when you were visiting a relative in North Carolina once? How was that age? It's like asking what an apple looks like, the red ones with the stem. What if I'm a green apple person? Is there a Washington-style pizza? There's a Seattle-style. I had no idea. A tool used to solve crime? Wait, what? Excuse me? Solving crime with pizza. Goji with the rip steakhouse. You know, I didn't eat a huge dinner tonight. I feel like I'm gonna regret that later. But the pizza looked like the pizza they serve at the Italian restaurant in North Korea that only government officials are allowed to go to. Is that a thing? Yeah, I'm with Mecca. Don't you... Wait, extend. What does extend mean?
I'm pleased,
I guess that means we get to continue
you have a
on.
Killer instinct that's hard to teach. Why don't you race at the next level of competition?
Money?
I think you'll find.
Wouldn't a PSP battery only be a couple bucks? I can't imagine it's gonna be super expensive. Okay, so I guess that these are split into chunks of 3 tracks. Kind of odd. Is this the new speedrun? I don't know if I'll be speedrunning this. This is a little... It doesn't control as nicely as I'd want for a speedrun. Maybe I'm just bad. Maybe I haven't gotten good yet, but I don't get the feeling this is gonna control the way I want. Through Seattle pizza, we solved a crime 23 years ago. What in the hell? Yeah, just how? Just how? So your brother's favorite level. Again, they're like... Some of these tracks are really damn dark. Some are fine. If I'm good enough, I'll get to your favorite track. Oh, hopefully we get there. It looks like we get retries, so it shouldn't be a problem. Also, this licensed soundtrack right now. If you stop drinking Mountain, yeah, you might be able to afford it. Cut back on all the soda consumption. Again, I can't imagine a PSP battery is gonna be more than like 10 bucks, you know? There's no way. It's not licensed. What, this is original music? It sounds licensed. Half of our commentary is asking people to cut back on soda. Yeah, and I'm definitely not an authority on it. Like, I should probably drink less soda than I do, but... God, some of you make me look healthy by comparison. VOD got muted for a public domain MIDI of public domain romantic period piano music. So double public domain, and yet it still got muted. It's a little shady. Oh, goddamn. These controls. More than one can of soda a week's probably too much. I would agree. I definitely don't always hold myself to that, but... Oh, damn it. Pressed the wrong button. I don't think we would have gotten first. Sounds like a Rob Zombie wannabe, right? Considering actual Rob Zombie isn't even good mecha. Wow, mecha. Seen too many people get diabetes. Yeah. Yo, Naruto. My father was a dentist kind of energy, Naruto. I'm gonna retry this race. A lecture on soda. I mean, when you have people in chat, like Sinful, that used to drink, like, 2 liters a day, you know, you start getting a little worried about these things. It happens. If any major label releases a recording of public domain music, Twitch's copyright system treats it like it's... I see. Yo, speaking of Sinful, that timing. 2 liter of what? No, I mean 2 liter of soda. Yeah, speaking of Sinful, how are you doing? Other parts of your diet are vastly more important than soda. I mean, soda's still not good for you, though. The amount of sugar is not good for you. I do agree. I think the dental part is probably the biggest aspect of it, but let's not kid ourselves. If you drink way too much, the sugar isn't good either. Yeah, the pound of sugar. Yeah. The absurd amounts of sugar intake. Yeah, I bet the high fructose corn syrup isn't good either. Yo, Dio, welcome in. We are trying out some random ass PS1, as per usual. Which operates under an extremely gray zone of copyright. It's almost like they're almost too far in the other direction. Because like H said, if you get copyright striked over a freaking public domain song, like, Twitch is doing something wrong at that point. Public domain music should be public domain. Yo, hey there, Timeless. How are you doing? It's not as terrible a thing as it's proposed to be. I don't know. I think part of it is it's an easy thing to get rid of, right? It's just like frivolous calories and sugar, right? It's like one of the easiest. I think it's one of the easiest things in a diet to kind of cut out, right? I think that's the point. It's cheaper to side with the IP owner than push it to court. As soon as anything goes court and settle on, you get a precedent. I think it's just messed up, especially because a lot of the music that ends up getting played on Twitch, if you're a smaller streamer, is usually just the music that's in these games that we're playing, right? It's not exactly our fault most of the time. Yo, hey there, Riley. How are you doing? A game like this on Dreamcast, I want to say, was it called Trick Style? I seem to recall that. Should I play Bad Rats tonight? That's 4 yeses. Oh no. We'll see. Imagine the sweet bliss that would come from Twitch Amazon winning that case. Yeah, Kappa, right? Mecca, you own Trick Style? Have you played it yet? It's just absurd. Like I said, like H getting flagged for a public domain song. Like, all right, that's fine. Definitely not a broken system. Cough siphon. We'll get to siphon filter one day. I don't know when that day will be, but I'm sure we'll get there. Hey, maybe win a game raffle and I'll play it. Because those are honestly priority for me right now. I might have misspoken. I think maybe H's VOD just got muted. But still, even the VOD shouldn't get muted if it's public domain. The hell is a game raffle, Trepid? If you use the command game raffle, it'll tell you everything you need to know. Oh shit, where am I going? But you don't have to tier 3. Tier 3 just bypasses the raffle, essentially. Nobody's taken me up on that offer yet, though. I'm like, I'll literally play a game a month. Of your choosing. Mecca's considering it. Yeah, I'm just surprised nobody's taken it yet. Literally a game a month. And there's some like super generous gifters. I'm like, as much as I do want to support gifting people subs and all, you know, like that, some of that money could just go toward that sub and basically be guaranteeing yourself. I don't even know if I'm going in the right direction here. Yo, Trashy, thank you for the host. Holy shit, I don't know where I'm going. This fucking game right now. What's the offer again? My incentive for people subbing at tier 3 is I will play a game of your choosing each month. And you don't have to use the game raffle. You know, you don't have to leave it up to chance. Like, I will play a game a month of your choosing. That's my latest incentive, because I think I've only ever had like 1 or 2 tier 3 subs. I'm trying to make it worth everyone's while. I understand 25 a month is a lot, but I'm trying to make it worth something. I know I'm missing chat here, but I'm also trying to get through this race and hopefully not have to do it again. We're probably gonna, no, we're gonna have to redo it. We were quite a bit behind there. Okay. You have to pay your viewers even to watch your stream, Riley. Play a console library you don't know jack about. I'm not limiting it to like PS1, Riley. I'm not gonna say basically anything. Like, I have the right, you know, I have the right to refuse certain things, but I will work with you to find a game a month to play. DMCA is stupid, I agree. I understand why it exists, but the current system is kind of busted. If gift sub is double entries, it's not anymore, Dio. I couldn't keep that up. If you gift a tier 3, do you get 2 game picks? No, I had to get rid of the double rule because it was just getting to be too much. And since it seems like a lot of the entries are gifts anymore, we were just gonna be spinning too much. Is the problem. Yeah, I don't know if we need to get back in IP law again. I think we've kind of beat a dead horse on that one. I mean, H ultimately, right? Like, if they want to sub, that's their prerogative. I'm just trying to make it more worthwhile. I feel like it's the least I can do. Pay me $25 a month to stream that garbage. I'm not asking you to pay me $25 a month. I'm just saying if you want to, I'm trying to make it worth your while. That's the only thing. Nobody's got to. God forbid. No, I would never force anybody to. You'll tier 3 sub right now if I show my right nipple. Mecha... Are you being serious? Yeah, so, you know, I caught a bit of your stream last night. Good seeing you live again. Only one... I'm not gonna do it and then have you back out. If I'm gonna do something that stupid on stream, I wanna know it's a done deal. Is it against I mean, I took my shirt off once. I've done it before. I think for males it's fine. Cause I put Dio's shirt, I got Dio's shirt in the mail. And I opened it on stream, I switched shirts on stream. I don't sell for anything less than a Dairy Queen ice cream cake. Ice cream cake sounds pretty damn good right about now. I stream Pepsi Man every day. Every day, Riley. I just become a Pepsi Man only streamer. Yeah, I'm not saying you have to. I'm not about to argue with you about, you know. If you don't think the 25 a month's worth it, it doesn't have to be. You don't have to do it. I feel like I'm offering a decent deal. At least for some. As a dude, I think you could be totally shirtless. Although, why you'd want to, I don't know. This fucking track is kind of driving me up a wall right now. Feel self-conscious streaming while I've never had stream while lying down. Stream shirtless playing Clone Hero once. All the gamer. Seen dudes sitting in nothing but a Speedo and fake silicone boobs. It's quite the website, right? Quite the website. Low-key make you uncomfortable? Well, the whole sleep stream, that's a whole other gimmick, right? How you doing there, Robin? Good seeing you. God, this map. I don't know how I'm gonna get first. A stream while on a cross. I like how Mecha's just dangling the thought of getting a tier 3 off these absurd concepts. He was in the hot tub too. I think I know the guy you're talking about, Dorito. God damn, this map. Define on a cross. Yeah, I guess we need that defined, right? Yo, Jay, how are you doing? Airblade looking great, right? I'm doing pretty well, Robin. Doing pretty well. Can't complain. This game is a little whack. You guys know a lot about these half-nude male streamers. Well, I think Daruto or somebody sent me a link to this guy's stream before because he came up in conversation. I think, whoa, okay. I think we were talking about feeling kind of stuck as a streamer, and dude does very gimmicky shit to make money. New game? What? What new game? This is a birthday pickup of mine. I picked this up a couple days ago. Like, I legit can't see through there. And we're stuck. Still pretty much having all those problems. Don't know what the solution is. Having social anxiety over acting like an idiot in front of his neighbors. I was gonna say, I mean, he's kind of pigeonholed himself into doing this dumb shit for money. I mean, I hate to say it, but it's kind of his own doing. Right, if you pretty much decide nothing's gonna embarrass— Can I restart race? Thank Lord. If you had money, you'd be like, boot up Twins right now and you'll tier 3. Again, though, within reason. I'm not just gonna be like, oh, okay, you gave me 25 bucks, now you get to control the stream. Like, we still need to plan these things. I would play Twins, but I'm not gonna, like, stop what I'm doing at that precise moment. God, this freaking map. Yeah, additionally, I only get 1250 of that. That's a good point. Since Twitch takes half. It would only have to be for a minute. Would it, though? How do I know that for sure? You say that now, but I know you do. Streaming for money's odd. Yeah, no, I get that. Like, there's certain things I do, because I like rewarding people that financially support the stream. But, like, I'm not gonna make a fool of myself in order to do so, you know? Like, I'm not gonna stream in a bikini. You know, there's certain things I just won't do. It's all within reason. It's what I'm comfortable doing. Oh, come on, game. Free money because he has no shame. Well, it sounds like the problem is he does have some shame. That's what you have a job for, exactly. Like, I think the concept of streaming is really appealing for a lot of people, especially making a job out of it, but a lot of people don't realize how hard it actually is to make that happen. In fact, it's pretty uncommon. Okay, we're actually doing kind of okay this time. Just like to his actual neighbors and roommates rather than people online. So he doesn't care what people online think about him, but it's his neighbors. I guess I could see that. But it's like, dude, that's kind of the price you pay when you're doing that kind of stuff. Like, you just kind of have to accept it at a certain point. Alright, I think if we get second here, I'm just going to continue. Because I think we'll still be in the lead overall. I think we got first on the first race. So if we get first on the third race as well, we should be fine. Yo, hey there, Killplane. How are you doing? We're just playing some random-ass PS1 tonight. Got a couple games lined up. We'll see what we end up getting through. Turns out doing anything good enough that people want to pay you livable income for it involves some form of labor. Yes. Yes, it does. Absolutely. Okay, I think if we move on, we'll be alright. Sad to trade your pride for money. Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much. And then you're like embarrassed, but You've already locked yourself into this, and you're like, well, this is the way I'm making money now? What are the other games? I think we'll probably be doing a vote, most likely. Full-time writer, part-time streamer? I think for me, streaming, I mean, quote-unquote part-time, it's probably gonna be the way to go. Like, I'd love to be making enough money to do it full-time, but that's not the case. So, and I won't expect it. Although I imagine writing's kind of a hard job to get into. What use is pride when you're starving? But dude is not starving. Dude could get a job that wouldn't embarrass the hell out of himself and make him probably more money off of it. To me, it sounds like he's not sure what he wants to be doing. That's the vibe I'm getting. He's like, on the one hand, it's like, okay, well, it feels less like work. And I'm having fun. He must have some kind of fun doing it. It just sounds like he's torn and he needs to decide what's more valuable. Looking to finish your rough for your first book by the end of this year, Rio? Nice. What it would take for you to make money streaming full-time? Probably would make you not want to stream. Yeah. Because you end up settling. Like, it's all about settling, unfortunately, at the end of the day. Like, the odds of you being able to stream just doing exactly what you want all the time is so... It's such a slim chance. Like, I'm sure there's other ways I could stream and I'd probably be more successful, but I don't want to do that because that's not what I'm about. Real working is hard. I'd argue it's all hard, but no, I will say streaming is, I mean, I do it because I do love it at the end of the day. I do think it's work, and you know, on some level, I feel like a lot of streamers like myself deserve more compensation, but it's like, well, we chose to do this, so, with no promise of any kind of return. Customer service later is straight doo-doo, though. Yeah, that does not sound fun. I've heard some bad customer service stories. Part of your problem, though, is the setting feels too massive for the first book. The world's too big. I can imagine that being daunting. And we're back to this map. We're getting a replay. Just the first city, even? Oh, man. Yeah, because there's so much world building you have to do in those cases. Robin, I'm glad you like the stream. I'm glad you all like the streams enough to show up. I like to think after a year and a half I'm doing something right. Tell one good story. Put in place what you need for the story. Right. Let the location serve the story, not the story serve the location, right? Job markets create a bunch of useless labor. In what way? Okay, last lap, damn it. Gotta say, the maps on this game are very hit or miss. This feels... It's weird. It feels not polished compared to the other single-track games I've played. Like, it's not bad, it just doesn't feel like it's on the same level. This feels like a rush job in comparison. But we got it. We got first. Don't think too many people want to read 400 pages of world building. Yeah. One thing you want to do with the series is establish a lot of fleshed out locations and explore them book by book. That's the other part, right? You know, and again, it almost comes back to what we were talking about with streaming. It's like, okay, do you want to write what you want to write, or do you want to make concessions to make it more palatable, right? Constant struggle. Welcome back, Ramen. Thank you for the host. You know you wouldn't be any good at writing fiction, Mecha. Well, you don't know that until you try, right? You don't know for sure. Am I liking it so far? I'm a little confused why the maps are getting re-rotated back in. Like, this is still the same... It's not like we quit and restart. But the maps are starting to circle back. I'm a little confused. They're reusing maps already, and we've only seen like 6 maps. And like I was saying before you came back, I gotta say, not the same level of polish as a lot of the other single-track games. Ramen, you're good at bullshitting. You think you'd be a good writer. Very well might be the case. Yo, hey there, Jake. How you doing, man? We're playing this whack-ass PS1 game that I picked up on a whim. I'm really not sure how to feel about this one. This is probably like the most unsure I've felt about a video game in a little while. Like, something about it's kind of off-putting. And I can't really put my finger. I think it's just the controls are just whack. No, come on, we're... Oh, damn it. We went from first to fourth right there. Brutal. Brutal. You're doing better, Jake. I'm glad to hear it, man. Just found out Metroid Dread file size is 4.1 gigs. Don't know what dark magic Nintendo uses, but you're scared. Yeah, only 4 gigs. Huh. Best to get better at your skills, not put all your effort into one masterpiece. I think the same. It's like Trashy wants to do all these like concept albums and things. I'm like, how about you perfect just recording one song first? And then you can worry about your magnum opus. I told him, I'm like, that's like trying to jump from like straight to like the Beatles, Rubber Soul, Sgt. Pepper era without doing the years of, you know, teeny bopper stuff before. Like, these things take time. You don't just hop to your masterpiece. Perfect your style for... I mean, honestly, though. I'm like, I commend you for wanting to take this, like, massive undertaking on, but... baby steps. Worry about a giant concept album once you've learned the basics of, you know, producing and recording a song. Generation's impatient. Yeah, most likely. They want the instant gratification. That's another thing about Twitch, right? Instant gratification on Twitch does not exist. I think a lot of people have quit Twitch because they realize just how hard it is. They're like, wow, I'm not at like 30 viewers in the first 2 weeks. And it's like, trust me, if you're like 99.9% of the streamers on this site, that's not gonna happen. But I mean, there's a reason like paying your dues is a thing, right? They talk about paying your dues in the music industry, like any artistic endeavor. It's like nobody owes you anything at first when you're working on your art. Nobody owes you anything. You could debate whether Twitch, I mean, I wouldn't call Twitch art, but it's a certain set of skills, but it's, you know, it's one of those things that's like, you kind of choose to do it. Nobody's gonna say it's a good idea. Nobody's gonna tell you, yeah, you should definitely stream because it'll make you a lot of money, because that's not true. It's just one of those things you gotta put a fuck ton of time into to get good at. When you release your book, you don't expect anyone to read it. Exactly. Exactly. I think people misconstrue the reasons they're doing things like that. Yes, H, a particular set of skills. You know what I mean, though. Yeah, I don't necessarily know if running a hot tub stream is gaining skills, but yeah, like the streaming convo last night, yeah. About wanting to make it a job. It's like, how about you just start first? You can't do it for that reason. That's not gonna work out. If that's why you're doing it, you're gonna burn out. You gotta do it because you love it first. And then maybe one day, you can make it some kind of living. Maybe. It's a big fucking maybe. Come on, game. Oh my god, right at the end, too. Hot tub gaming stream. Yeah, you may as well say, I want to get struck by lightning, or I'm going to win the lottery, or any of those things. It could take years. It could take years. You've had decades of retail and customer service to assholes and managers who don't know how to manage. If writing's your calling, I say work on it. You know, go for it. Do it within reason, though. Make sure you got the rest of life figured out. You know, I'd say maybe don't emphasize it too much at first, but of course you got, you know, these things do take time, so you know, there's a certain level of dedication that you have to have. You really gotta want it, too. Yeah, if you're in a situation where you can put all of your effort into it, I say go for it, but many people aren't afforded that. Yo, Panda. I feel like you did too. Yeah, that was during Pokemon. That wasn't that long ago. You must have had that notification sitting around from last month for a while. Exactly. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. That's the biggest piece of advice. Like, luckily, right now my overhead's very low, so I can kind of put more time into this than most probably could ever justify. But it may not always stay that way, so I'm taking it while I can. But who knows years from now. I don't think I'll ever quit streaming. I've said this before. I don't think I'll ever quit streaming. Even if I get a job that's just like, you know, that takes up the bulk of my time, I'll still find time to stream. But, you know, can I keep up daily? Probably not. There are consequences, yes. Sinful with the hydrate. I've been on this map for how long? I swear. Panda, I'm doing alright. We're playing this jank-ass racing game on PS1 called Streak. I'd literally never heard of it until I saw it in the store. So I picked it up. And it's not bad, but it's not, I wouldn't call it good either. To be honest with you. Usually I like racing games, but this one's like not fully doing it for me. My new job at Arby's. How much was it? This was $9.99. I don't know if I'd recommend it for that price. I'm a little unsure why it was that much. The only thing I can imagine is because it's by single track. You got it for $3.90. I got ripped off. $3.90. Well, how long ago did you buy it, Ramen? Because the gaming market has fucking exploded in the last year or two. Keep that in mind. Years ago, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Games go for a lot more now, Ramen. It's an 8-game CIB max. I got ripped. Well, it's my local store, so I don't feel that ripped off. I've gotten some okay deals from them before. There we go. There's first. Imagine buying games in 2021, right? Honestly, though. The prices are absurd lately. It's kind of disgusting, almost. Okay. Not you just buying Battlefield 2042, Panda. Yeah, I realize I'm probably an outlier buying all these PS1 games. That's why you're getting a mode. Yeah, PS1 in general is just disgusting. There's very few games you can buy for under $5. You used to be able to get dollar PS1 games, and that just doesn't exist anymore. Now games are all like $5 and up. Honestly, more like 10 and up. Fuck's a mode. It's an optical drive emulator for PS1 and Dreamcast, I think, and Saturn. It essentially replaces the disk drive. And you can use, like, flash storage. Imagine buying anything in 2021. You don't speak italics. Talk to you like you're 5. You can use USB or SD devices instead of the disk drive. Italics. What? How do you say italics? Italics? What are you, boggy? I pronounce something slightly different from what you're used to and you freak out. I'm just saying, it's funny. I say something a certain way and it's like, you freak. I'm just saying it the way I say it. Yo, Kappa, how you doing? Yeah, by getting a mode, yeah, essentially what Riley said. It basically allows you to have, like, the whole library on one device. It's pretty snazzy. I'm out for blood today. Well, it's just, like... people freaking out over the smallest things. Italicized. I don't know how I'm saying this wrong, Ramen. I'm still confused. How do you say italics? That's the only way I've ever heard that word pronounced. I honestly can't believe this is a discussion. Oh, GameCube's ridiculous. I don't know why anybody's paying GameCube prices right now. People have to be paying for them because it's the going value. Doesn't make sense. I'm definitely not paying them. Screw that. Like, honestly, I went to my game store. The only games you can get for like under $10 are like sports games. Essentially. It's absurd. It's actually absurd. Just, I mean, Dolphin's a great emulator. It's one of the better ones. Why even play GameCube? Wow, Ramen. I mean, I am Mr. Xbox, so. Yo, hey there, Slavic. How you doing, man? Good seeing you. Just a PC in a box. Emulator won't really... I've had some issues with Dolphin, though. You've been to Throne... Yeah, you've been to Throne, Slavic. Sorry to break it to you. What bot came in? That was not a bot. Wait, was that Darian? I think Darian dethroned you. He kind of went ham. Was that Darian or last? No, I think it was last, wasn't it? I'm wrong. Yeah, it was last, thank you. It was one of them. I knew it was either one of those two. I knew it was either Darian or last. Early stuff's easy to emulate, even runs in browse. Yeah, some of the real early stuff. I'd say PS1 emulation. I mean, I only buy PS1 games because I love them so much. I should have saved. Just love, dude. Unacceptable losses. Slavic, man. 1,500 bits out here. Gotta keep his top spot. Thank you, Slavic. Yeah, you got you during your anniversary. During that birthday stream, he just snuck in. Okay, we are dead last. Won't be so easily dethroned by some reptile. Last was just, I want to say last is still here. I could be wrong. They were here at the top of stream. Bouncing around too much. N64, yeah, I can say from experience, N64 is a little wacky to emulate. For sure. Yeah, we're dead last. Let me catch up a bit. Matt gonna win the bit wars. I think starting now would be an uphill battle. What's going on right now with the GameCube is almost the equivalent of, in 20 years, everyone went gaga. Wait, of F in 20 years? What, Famicom? Best system ever made. I'm assuming that's not Famicom. Some other system. I think the problem with GameCube, yeah, the problem with GameCube is that, can we not see your text? I haven't seen a message from you last in a little bit. Have you been typing? I apologize if you have. No, I haven't seen anything. The problem with GameCube is like H was saying, it didn't sell that well during its heyday. And now all the Nintendo fanboys and collectors want that stuff. So it's like, there's much less supply, and there's way more demands now. Yo, Lehman, how you doing? And typing on the laptop, weird. Yeah, it hasn't been showing up last. It's a little odd. Not sure why that would be the case. Commodore 64 has a lot of jank. I kind of want to get the Mini. The C64 Mini. It's a little intriguing. But yeah, I'm seeing your messages now, so. Dude, this is still beginner mode, I think. Unless maybe, wait, maybe the reason we're playing back through the tracks again is it switched the difficulty? That's the only thing I can think of. Don't bother with mini consoles, especially. Why especially that one? Most games don't run it well or at all. Oh, okay, well then. Yo, Mario Twitch, welcome in. God, I think my X button's going out on my controller. It's like randomly decelerating me. Need to plug in a keyboard to hit the run button. Okay, so maybe it isn't worth it. It's probably more of a, just kind of a collector's piece than anything else then at that point. God, this collision. Yeah, they look cool. It's too bad they don't play as well as they should, maybe. This game is a clusterfuck. Xbox and GameCube both had a library problem compared to PS2. Yeah, for sure. For sure. But Xbox is still cheap, and I think the main reason for that is a lot of people just modded their systems, right? I don't think as many people are modding their GameCubes. Or either they don't realize there are tools for that. It is a harder process on GameCube. Xbox has always had library problems. I do like collecting for it though, because it's actually like reasonably priced. I think there's good games on the system, but I will agree, like it's a small library, comparatively speaking, especially to PS2. Have you missed any waifus? No, not that I'm aware of. Xbox has only ever had Halo and Gears of War. I mean, there's some good ones that are just kind of under the radar on the OG Xbox, like I played Kung Fu Chaos during the birthday stream. Voodoo Vince is a great one. iNinja's on there, although I think that shared a release with GameCube. Like, there's good stuff, you just gotta look, and they're not, you know, they're not like big sellers, admittedly. Man, chat is moving so fast, guys. I'm sorry, I feel like I'm missing a lot. I will scroll back up for sure. Slavic wanted to support the boy, but I also get the hunch the leaderboards are playing a hand. Yeah, and Xbox, like, if you look at, if you discount PC, right, if you're not counting PC, I mean, Xbox had the only console version of KOTOR, right? Had the only console version of Morrowind. Like, OG Xbox has some good shit. It just, maybe it's not technically exclusive. But it might be the best version of said game, or might run the best, look the best. Am I gonna get the KOTOR? I've never played KOTOR, actually, so I don't know. Haven't decided. I don't know if it would be a me game, actually. Like, I want to say yes it would, but I actually don't know for sure. God, this fucking race. Kicking my ass. You know, I might take second on that. I might just roll with second. Okay, let me scroll up. I know I missed a lot. Gotta commend last for being as crazy, if not crazier, Slavic. Yeah, last, like, gradually kept pushing bits my way, and I was like, dude, you don't have to do this. It's honestly insane. The RetroArch has a good Commodore 64 emulator. Okay, I might have to look into that. There's firmware updates as well for it. Yeah, that might be able to fix the mini console, right? Like a maybe a third-party software update. Yeah, like Rio said with Xbox, it's like they'd start kind of exclusive, or they'd have console exclusivity, and then they'd gradually become less exclusive, and that definitely became more prevalent with the 360 and Xbox One, and especially now. They basically have nothing console exclusive anymore. Yeah, Xbox is generally the cheapest, and again, I think it's because you can mod it pretty easily. 2 Ridley Scott films are coming out before the end of 2021. Last Duel, which is 2.5 hours. House of Gucci, which is 3. He's got 2 films coming out? Damn, he's been busy. I will probably end up seeing them, because I love Ridley Scott. Whacked? I would like to try Whacked, Riley. They released a video game console, the Commodore 64. Right, a bunch of games didn't work because you need the keyboard. Yeah, I was thinking about getting that mini system, but it sounds like it might not be the best idea. Nothing you've heard of or the general public, Dorito. Well, it's all relative. I mean, how much you think a system is worth Depends on the games you like. Like, I love Voodoo Vince. I think that's a phenomenal exclusive. It's gotten a remaster even, so it must be at least somewhat popular to get a remaster. Yeah, I need to play more of the original Xbox Star Wars games. Fable was exclusive, yeah, until that got over to PC, right, yeah. Super Monkey Ball Deluxe? I forgot about that, yeah. That was an Xbox exclusive. No, actually, I think that may have come out on PS2. I could be wrong on that, but I seem to recall it's on a different system as well. A lot of the games are just better on PC, Dorito. I mean, again, that's like a subjective, kind of personal thing there. Lost Odyssey and Blue Dragon still sadly 360 exclusive. Yeah, and there's no way to play them. They should get ported. The 720p, like we were playing True Crime last night, man, the 720p on that looks so nice. Compared to the video output I'm used to on the PS2, I'm like, damn, this actually still looks I'm not gonna dare say current, but I'm like, this looks like it's almost running on a PC. Okay, I think I've mostly caught up. Last is gonna come back for the badge. Don't worry about it. I mean, you guys have been more than supportive, honestly. Jade Empire, I'm a little intrigued by. Original Xbox, great console. Anyone who thinks otherwise is lying to themselves. It is a good system. Yes, and a PC existing doesn't make a console worse. I agree. Panzer Dragoon Orton Series X. Oh, I can't believe that the Series X runs original Xbox games in like 4K in some circumstances. It's amazing. We all played Morrowind on PC. I'm just saying, it had the only console port. So you gotta give it some credit for that. Blue Dragon was supposed to be Xbox's ticket to Japan. Yeah, look how that worked out, right? It's a shame. It's a shame that just Japan did not embrace the Xbox whatsoever. Like, the Xbox brand does horribly in Japan. For those that don't know, it just doesn't do anything. Oh, Jet Set Radio Future, that's right. Is that still, I want to say that's still exclusive to OG Xbox. I don't think that ever got ported, right? That's another good one. Okay, I think I mostly caught up, guys. If I missed something, I apologize. Feel free to post it again if need be. The Smash reveal? It's Sora, right? Which is kind of... That should be interesting. I don't fully know how to feel about it, but... Oh, shit. It's honestly, I think it's a decent choice. You know, Kingdom Hearts is a pretty big series with a pretty big fan base. Makes a lot of sense. You can meme on Kingdom Hearts, but Sora was a good choice. Wish they ended with a Nintendo. Yeah. That would have been a nice way to bookend it, right? Naruto, I like the food analogy. Cringing at the $200 steak. Yeah, no, I feel you there. You were glorifying for years that it was never gonna happen, Jake, and now you're sitting here looking like a clown. Well, you thought Sora would never make it in. Why was that? I'm just curious. I think I'm gonna have to reset here. Yeah, I don't know if this game switched difficulties on me. If this is still beginner, this is whack. I think we'll probably be switching somewhat soon here. We've been playing this for about an hour. I think I've seen all I need to see. The maps are starting to repeat. This is actually kind of close. A major Japanese game store isn't going to sell Xbox anymore because Game Pass exists. That's a little interesting. I mean, it makes you wonder, like, do they just not make any money on it? Like, why actively decide, hey, just because this online service exists, we're not going to sell the consoles? A few Japanese-only Xbox exclusive games released. They're worth looking into. I want to say a lot of them are shmups. At least I know that's the case on 360. Billboards for the first Xbox in Japan with a photograph of Bill Gates holding a burger in one and a Japanese Xbox. I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that, Age. I think we talked about that once before. Yo, hey there, Nikki. Yeah, them getting Sora. It's a pretty big move. Metal Wolf Chaos. Oh, right, yeah. The only console that did even okay Xbox-wise in Japan was the 360s. It didn't even hit 2 million. Well, we gotta remember, I mean, Japan's kind of a small country, all things considered, right? It's not a huge country, so I don't know how 2 million actually stacks up. Argument for a financial reading of consoles. I think the OG Xbox occupies a relatively niche market space. I'm confused how that comparison carries over, because the original Xbox is like the cheapest one right now. Right? I think there's plenty worth playing on the OG Xbox still. Yeah, I haven't played really any Kingdom Hearts, but I'm happy for the fans. I think it is a good move. Sony has their version of Game Pass as well, though it's a lot shittier and less reliable. Yeah, Microsoft has just never really fared that well in Japan, unfortunately. Sell your OG Xbox is for 40 at Goodwill. Well, in all fairness, console prices have gone up. I'm used to back when like you get an OG Xbox at a Goodwill for like 20. All right, let's retry this since we got last. Okay, it did switch to intermediate. Okay, that answers my question. I was like, this seems harder and the maps are repeating. Yeah, it switched us to intermediate. There we go. I guess theoretically I could switch games at this point, but I might play a little longer. Just to give it just a little more, you know, I did buy this game, so I'll give it a little bit more time. I did purchase this. Just Slavic. Dude, thank you for the 500 bits. If a Switch to hardly used Xbox One and a PC. Can you join the console wars now?
I have a Switch. A hardly used Xbox One.
Yeah, I'm with you on the hardly used Xbox One. Mine just sits around. It's a shame, because, I mean, the thing is I bought it right before I got into PC gaming. I'm sure my Xbox One would have gotten a lot more use had I not gotten a gaming PC, like, I think in 2015, I'd say the first year or two of my Xbox One, I actually used it quite a bit. But once I got my gaming PC, it basically made it obsolete for me. Rest of 2021 has movies by / in Bond, Halloween, Ridley Scott, good old Denny V, Edgar Wright, Paul Thomas Anderson, Guillermo del Toro. That's quite the lineup. Man, I didn't realize how much good stuff was actually coming out. It's kind of been a while since I've gotten really excited for like the movie-going season, and it sounded like there might actually be a reason. Everything, yeah, right. Everything got pushed back due to quarantine. Now it's finally coming out. Okay, we're actually in first. Matrix 4, I need to catch up. I've only seen the first. Even though I've heard the sequels aren't nearly as good, like, if I'm gonna see the fourth movie, I need to be caught up. And then you got things like Marvel and Matrix for the normies. Oh, they slap? I've heard they're not as good. Maybe I've misheard. You think I'd like them? Again, I'll watch movies even if they're... You know, I end up enjoying a lot of movies that aren't necessarily, like, great films, so... Wait to see if it comes out first to see whether or not the other ones are worth watching? Maybe. They're overtly ambitious and you think people dislike that. I could see that being the cause, yeah. Maybe they took some chances that didn't quite pan out. Wachowskis even consider the video games canon, which is pretty cool for them to do. A lot of directors would not consider, like, the spin-off video games canon. Although I do know they had a pretty big helping hand, right? Didn't they even write the game's scripts? This is your favorite level, Ramen? I was not a fan of this one. We've already played this one once. There's a couple spots in here that just get dark and confusing. You like the music? Oh, okay, fair play. Oh shit. Yeah, like that little bit there is just disorientating. Animatrix was ass. I think my dad bought the DVD collection. It comes with Animatrix. I've never watched it. Like I said, I've only ever seen the first film. I did play some Path of Neo back in the day, actually. Not a ton, but I did play some. I seem to recall that game was actually pretty good. Definitely better than Enter the Matrix. Someone out there's favorite console, the Jaguar, and good for them. I mean, it's like one of my favorite consoles being the 3DO. Uncommon pick, but hey. I can't be normie with every... I'm normie enough having PS1 as my all-time favorite. We're dead last. Killpain, you like Animatrix? Just watch Ghost in the Shell. I'm kind of with Mecha, why not both? I have seen Ghost in the Shell. Oh, we're off the track. I was gonna say, from a gameplay perspective, this is not one of my favorite tracks. In fact, it's probably one of my least favorite, if not my least. Just for how much of a pain in the ass it is. You got Ghost in the Shell in 4K recently? Oh, nice. Gotta see that nice, sweet 4K transfer. I'm sure Scarlett Johansson sold a lot of tickets to Ghost in the Shell. Like, guaranteed. You enjoyed Enter the Matrix, fine, but for a movie game... Right, you're not expecting a whole lot, yeah. The American movie was pretty alright. Mecha, no. Ramen does not agree. You'd watch it because you like Cyberpunk and you're a shill for that. You watch anything Cyberpunk. Can't blame you. Alright, let's try this again. I would like to get through at least intermediate. I don't know if we'll do expert or whatever the... No, there's like multiple difficulties after this. There's 2 more, I think, after this. I don't think I'll bother with those. But if I could at least get through intermediate, that'd be nice. Epic going to bed. Alright, good night, Epic. Thanks for being here as always. Have a great one. Not off the edge, please. You will like it and you will ask for more. Respectable. It's like me and Yacht Rock. There's never too much Yacht Rock in my life. Or jank racing games, you know, if we wanna take it to video games. There's like millions of jank racing games out there. And yet I won't stop until I feel like I've played most of them. Okay, I thought we were gonna glitch over that for a sec. Just get high and enjoy it. Okay. Yeah, no reason to say anything's like absolute utter trash. It's fine not liking something, but you don't have to like force that opinion on others, you know? That's right, some of the Kingdom Hearts weren't like a lot of the handheld ones Nintendo exclusive on like DS. Irredeemable garbage. Yeah, see, I've never gotten that. I've never gotten that stance on anything. Other than maybe Bubsy 3D, but that's because that game, like, actively hurt me. But, like, just because I don't like something doesn't mean nobody else can like it either. Garbage, not garbage. Sorry. Garbage. On a technicality, you did. Well, you didn't specify what piece of media there. So technically, he didn't call anything that. Or he didn't claim anything did that to him. Yeah, we're still last. We were closer this time. GBA and 3D. I could have sworn there was just like a regular DS one. There had to have been. But yeah, I don't doubt 3D. Oh shit. I don't doubt 3DS and GBA. 358/2. Is that the DS game? Kingdom Hearts game on 3DO? Yeah, there should be a DS game. Shackled to a shit system, Jay. You think the DS is shit? How often it reused the same worlds and retreaded Kingdom Hearts 1. So many haters today. It seems like that just is the case generally. I'm not sure why. I don't understand the need to shit on things. I'm all for critiquing. Like, don't get me wrong. I'll definitely be vocal about my critiques, but there's a difference between critiquing and just, like, actually dogging on something. Good PS3 game. I need to get import or get a PS4. Wipeout HD Fury. It's like a remake of one of the older games. Can't be peaceful when Nintendo's brought up, apparently, yeah. Contentious topic. Some of the more ambitious 3D titles. I think the DSi is better. Does the DSi? Why can I not say DSi? DSi. Did the DSi have more processing power or what? I know it had the camera. I thought that was the only big difference, was the fact that it had the two cameras. Oh, and better screens. But it's not like the game's rendering in like a higher resolution or anything. Or performing better. I don't know, I think the DS is a perfectly fine handheld system. Some more RAM, maybe? So maybe it improves some frame rates? I imagine it wasn't like night and day. Kingdom Hearts is one of those games, like a lot of games you can say, oh, it's a game for the whole family or whatever. Oh, yeah, no, I don't think...